Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. It's a brand new week, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I'm feeling extra refreshed because I got a massage this morning. Heck yes. Hope you all had such a good start to your week. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Make sure to smash that like button if you enjoy these videos. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about today's topics. And if you're brand new here, welcome aboard. You just made yourself a new Nintendo friend. And we're kicking things off with quite a show because we've got a boatload of leaks in games that are all coming soon. And it starts with something interesting that we just found. All right, Nintendo has scheduled Nintendo Switch Online maintenance for next Monday, a week from today. And usually when they do that, it means they're adding something. Could they add a new game? Could they add a new feature? Could they add themes? Well, it's probably going to be classic titles. And we just got our N64 game of the month with Mario Golf 64, so probably not going to be that platform. But it could be Super Nintendo, NES, or Genesis. I'm leaning towards the latter just because they just did NES and SNES a couple weeks back, and 64 got updated on Friday, and so Genesis is kind of the lone wolf. And they like to drop Genesis games in clumps rather than one per month, but no matter what, they are making moves quicker and quicker. This service updates more and more frequently. I mean, we just got big hole mouth Kirby icon, and now we're getting more Nintendo Switch games after Mario Golf with Online is one of the coolest sports experiences you can have on the system, even though it's a few decades old. This is getting good, and I'm about to have to make a video called Nintendo Switch Online is great because Nintendo is really going that way. They really are moving things in that direction, and so I will let you know what happens next Monday night. Probably gonna be classic games, but hey, never know. Out of nowhere, 5 years late, they drop folders, so it could be themes, my friends. We're also gonna be getting Sonic Origins very soon. Now, we knew this game was announced for 2022, but we've heard nothing since. And if you recall, Sonic Origins is an HD collection of Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic CD, bringing all those games back to you. And it is going to be on the Switch, and we just found a Korean ratings board rating for the PC version, and then after that, the game's artwork popped up on PlayStation Network. Now that means the game is real close. We know that we use ratings boards leaks as a way to say, ooh, this game is coming. But then if artwork is already popping on storefronts, man, that thing is going to be here soon. And I wonder if it's tied into PAX East, because PAX East is later this week, and Nintendo usually likes to do stuff around then. In fact, I still am fingers crossed that there's an indie world later this week to coincide with PAX East and maybe show off some new demos over on the show floor in Boston. And perhaps Sonic and Sega want to get in on the goodies as well and drop some new Sonic Origins footage, release date and info, because we don't know a ton about the game, but it does seem to be something that is coinciding with the movie release, which has done really well. And hey, maybe there's Genesis games coming Monday to the online. Maybe it all adds up and we're just gonna have a nice weekend of new stuff on the Switch. And that would be great because boy, oh boy, I am ready for more Nintendo news. Like from Nintendo, like a direct or a indie world or a freaking Pokemon showcase. Show me who Fuecoco evolves into. I really need to see it. I actually had a dream that the main gimmick for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I just want to get this out here in case it ends up being real. It won't, but just in case. I dreamed that the Pokemon could step inside mech Pokemon. But they weren't made out of like metal and wires, they were made out of natural things like mud and earth and rocks, but it was basically like the little Pokemon could kind of skip evolution and just hop into a hybrid mech type Pokemon and then be bigger and stronger. So it's like Mega Evolution without evolving, it's like Pokemon mechs. What do you think? Now, I know some of you have been thinking about Digimon Survive because the game is trying to survive after delay, after delay, after delay, after delay, and apparently Bandai Namco finally has a release date of July 28th this year. Now that is the Japanese release date, but we hope that it coincides across the globe. And will it hit is the big question because this game was supposed to come out in 2019, then 2020, 2021, 2022, and now this summer. So I hope it does hit for you Digimon fans out there. Let me know if you're excited for this one in the comments down below. Hopefully it hits. I mean, delays are totally understandable. They make sense, we understand, but 2019, 2021, okay, I guess we're talking about 4 years, baby. Here's a nifty bit of news. Ark Survival Evolved was a pretty cool survival game. And when it got announced for Switch back in 2018, we were like, cool. But then we saw it and we were like, oh my gosh. It's the opposite of cool. Warm. Because it ran like garbage. It absolutely should not have been on the platform. They did not have the port talent to make it work, and it really was nearly impossible to play and enjoy. But out of nowhere, they say that Ark Ultimate Survivor Edition is coming in September for $50. The good part about this is, they're not just saying, hey, give us more money to make the game work. They're saying that everyone who already owns Ark will get a completely revamped, revitalized version that completely upgrades and changes the functionality, graphics, and optimization. Studio Wildcard is contracted with a talented third-party developer who is rewriting the entire Ark Switch code from the ground up, developing it on the latest version of Unreal Engine 4. Now, this is a really nifty, good-natured move. To see someone say, hey, we're gonna make our mistake better even after they sold all the copies and not charge you for it, we need more of that. And I like to see that they have found ways to take better advantage of the Switch, right? This is the promise of a long console cycle. You get more familiar with the platform, you get better at the platform, and now with AMD FSR, which remember is that machine learning algorithm that helps achieve better performance without better hardware, I think you're gonna start seeing games look better. You know, there's that back and forth on Breath of the Wild 2. Is it running on something stronger than the Switch? Or have they just found a way to tap into the true potential of the Switch in combination with AMD's FSR? Either way, better looking Switch games for the back half of this console's life cycle is something I can fully get on board for. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 looks great, Monster Hunter Sunbreak looks great, Zelda looks great, and if they can make Ark Survival Evolve look great, hey, that's a nice gift to those who bought it, and it's a promising template for anyone else that wants to put their big game on Switch. We're starting to see bigger and bigger games on Switch, and the more the year goes on, the more excited I get for Hogwarts Legacy, because that one seems improbable, implausible, and yet it's happening, and I hope it happens good. The Witcher 3 is very good on Switch. Obviously, most Nintendo titles run really nicely, and we're getting better optimization, better ports, and just community of developers coming together to say, you know what? Maybe the Switch ain't so bad. Like, sometimes it's bad, sometimes the graphics and load times are bad, but sometimes it's not so bad. And I'm glad that this year is the year where, hey, it seems like it's coming together. Everything's kind of working towards a high point, and hey, that feels good to me. Also feels good to know that the Switch can make any darn game super successful. Shin Megami Tensei 5 announced that it topped 1 million sales worldwide, and again, don't matter who you are, where you're from, what you dig, as long as you love Switch, you're gonna sell a milli. It's pretty great that you can just all of a sudden be platinum as soon as you put your cart on Switch. Now, I never got as much time with SMT5 as I wanted to, but maybe in kind of this slow period, I should get back to it. Anybody have any like super strong recommendation for SMT5, or is it better left on my backlog pile? What do you think? There's so many RPGs on Switch and so many of them are very long. I was also considering playing Torna in preparation and excitement for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Do you have a pick for me? SMT5, Torna? Where do I go? But kudos to you, Mr. Shin Megami Tensei, for reaching 1 million total sales. I don't think this game ever reached 1 million sales, but now it's coming back on Switch to try to reach that number once again. El Shaddai Ascension of the Metatron is returning to Nintendo Switch. This game is described by some as a cult classic, as it was designed and directed by Sawaki Takayasu, who was the creator of the monsters and characters in Okami and Infinite Space, and this game is very interesting. It has a really nifty art style, pretty cool combat, but a very religious theme. Now, it's not dogmatic or anything of this sort, but it's something about like your character Enoch being sent to heaven to act as a scribe for God, and then being sent down to earth to collect his secrets. It's got simplistic combat that has a lot of different combos, and people ended up liking, plus an art style that was inspired by Studio Ghibli, which we all kind of like. So this is one to watch for. Apparently, April 28th is when they'll reveal more information, presumably the launch date, but if you're looking for something kind of niche, or you remember this game from back in the 360 era, El Shaddai is descending to Switch probably soon. And that brings us to our poll, which is all about Nintendo Switch Sports, the next big title from Nintendo, and it's actually next week, right? It's coming out pretty quick, and so I want to know if you're planning to pick it up. 44% said nah, 31% said maybe later, but 25% said yes. And that's me too, because I've turned around on this game. I was a little bit like hemming and hawing it. It's just Switch Sports, Wii Sports, 16 years later, do we really need that? But every preview has been positive. They said that the functionality and the accuracy is much stronger than it ever was back with Wiimotes. and I'm kind of just interested to see what a waggle-based game is like in 2022. Plus online multiplayer bowling with those special courses, it could be cool. I actually like badminton, something that me and my cousins and uncles used to play back at my grandma's lake house when I was small. Haven't played badminton in so many years. Now that I'm tall, I'd probably be pretty good. But anyways, it could be fun, and the prospect of online and just goofing around. Also, a $40 game. It's a $40 Nintendo Switch first-party game. 50 was WarioWare. I don't know if we've ever had 40 for like a retail product like this. It becomes 50 if you want to get the leg strap, but it's 40 bucks. That's nice. So I'll keep you posted next week on how it is. We'll play some, we'll go online, we'll get our bowling on, but make sure to get your smiles on. I hope you guys all have a great start to your week, and if it's going poorly, well, maybe just roll through it. Sometimes you need to feel that bad stuff to get to the good stuff, and you don't have to stifle it always. I'm all about positivity and putting smiles on, but if something's kind of meh, maybe just feel kind of meh and then reevaluate, find your gratitude, and go forth with a new approach. Sometimes it's okay to feel a bit down because you know that you'll bounce back. And I'll bounce back with another episode of GMM soon. Until that time, thanks again for watching, everybody. Hope you're all staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, staying positive out there. And until next time, love you lots. SwitchForce out.